It's your boy Terrell. Fall is pretty much on us. I thought I'd like to check in with you guys. Fantasy football, big thing for the fall. Just kind of helping a few of you in your drafts today. It's August 30th, and for many of you it's draft day. And over the next few days, you guys will be doing your drafts. And I've been kind of active in fantasy football last 20 years or so. Won a bunch of leagues, so I want to kind of break down sort of draft philosophy. As you enter your draft, if you're kind of a first-time beginner, there are 15 rounds in a typical 10-team fantasy draft. So with 15 rounds, there are certain things you have to do with each individual round. The first round being your most important round. You got picks 1 through 10. A lot of these picks, they represent different things that you have to do. The top of the draft, you're looking to get probably the best running back available, the best quality running back available. So from 1 to 5, you're thinking running back. The fifth position is actually a very good position. You kind of guard against position runs throughout the round, so you can kind of plan ahead. The first position, you have to take the best running back available, your Adrian Petersons, your Le'Veon Bells, that sort of thing, and look to get either the best receiver or the best running back the next round that's coming up if you're picking toward the top of the round. The fifth position, you pick the best available. You pick the best available running back, and you may look to double up at running back as you get closer toward the middle of the round, because what you get at receiver in the second round and what you get in the second round as a running back will probably be equal, because you're coming back up with another pick at the top of the third round. That puts you somewhere in the neighborhood of the 22nd, 25th pick or so. So you have to really kind of weigh out where you're at in the draft, and that'll kind of determine what you're looking for. The bottom of the draft, the 10th position, it's a good position. I've picked from that position over the years and won a lot of leagues. You want to double up, probably go running back there, or if Calvin Johnson's available, you're looking probably the best receiver, because the running back you're going to get in the third round is probably going to be comparable to what you could have got right there at the doubled up position, the 10th pick and the first pick of the next round in a typical snake draft situation. What you find this particular year, 2015 in the draft, a lot of running backs are going off the board early. So a lot of you got to take a lot of chances in the middle rounds. You got to probably double up and probably end up picking 6 running backs to fill out your team, because injuries occur, that sort of thing. It's the toughest position to really account for. Wide receiver, you can kind of follow the waiver wire and pick them up as you go. You need 2 quality ones to start out, but you can kind of pick them up as you go. Tight end gets tricky. You have Rob Gronkowski and Jimmy Graham. Those are the 2 that everybody's going to be looking for. And those guys are going to come up in the second round, third round, that sort of area. So it's tricky in that if you pick them there, you're really kind of depleting your receiver core, and you're playing with your running back core. So it's best to really wait on a tight end. I would say if you get 8 points out of a tight end on a typical week of fantasy football, you've done a big thing. So you've won there. So you have to look at what the team is getting overall. You want to score from a broad base of positions. And then that's sort of the goal in fantasy football. Always pick kicker and your defense last, simply because if you average out the top kicker with the bottom kicker in points, it's only a difference of 2 points average per game. So you're not really getting or losing much there. And defense, the number 1 defense from last year may not necessarily be the number 1 defense from this year, because of the way the schedule is made out. If they had a great year, chances are they're playing good teams, so playing teams that are going to score on them this year around. So it's best to mix and match your defenses. Pick up defenses as needed every week and play the matchups. I would say do that. So pick your defense in the 14th round and turn back around, pick your kicker last in the 15th round. You want to load up on your depth in the middle rounds. You're talking your 6th, your 5th to maybe the 8th round. Start loading up on your depth. You wait on a quarterback because, again, you do the averages. There's not really much difference between a Drew Brees, a Peyton Manning, or Matt Ryan, or Ryan Khalil. We're talking, if you average it over the 16 games or the 14 games in a fantasy season, you're talking a difference of 3 points, a 4-point average. So do you get a Peyton Manning at the risk of giving up a running back that's going to get you 25 points on a certain week? And teams like to give their workhorse backs, rest early in the season, and then as the season goes on, more carries accumulate, and you want to go in, with that in mind. And with kicker, I would say pick your kicker accordingly. Pick the team that stalls out in the red zone a lot, where they kick the ball a lot more. They stall out, so that's 3 points on the board. And toward the end of the season, when the weather gets inclement, you go for an indoor kicker because it help your percentages in the end. Pretty much, that's pretty much on the draft philosophy. Look for it in the comment section.